Hi parents and students, my name is Ben Drew and I am one of the two social studies teachers for 7th grade and we cover the Eastern Hemisphere. My contact information is right here and it is also available on the Mandalay page, and I will also put this back up closer to the end of the video. A little bit about myself: my 6th year at Mandalay, and this is, my 6th year in the district and my 4th year at Mandalay, and I went to Jeffco's as a student as well. Why I teach is I really believe in teaching those skills needed to join the real world, and it's not just related to academics but also life skills, which I love about the IB program is the fact that it is assessing and pushing students to grow not just individually but as a community, and also because it challenges you to not just be content smart with a certain discipline of learning but also those life skills to improve our functioning within society. Here's a little bit about me. I won't go too much into detail. I welcomed my son almost a year ago into this world, and I've been married for about 5 years, a little over 5 years, and I have a decent sized extended family, but this is me in a nutshell. We cover the 4 main disciplines within social studies: geography, economics, civics, and history, and we don't hit them in any particular order. We constantly are kind of jumping around, but each of those 4 disciplines, and usually within whatever topic we're covering, we're hitting multiple disciplines within that topic. We will get a lot of practice with reading and writing in the content area, and that's going to provide support for students to grow in effectiveness with their writing and reading skills to ultimately help them when district and state assessments roll around. Our year is broken down into 5 units of the Eastern Hemisphere, and this is also similar to what they did in 6th grade, except we are going in reverse order. We are going in reverse order from what they did last year. And so this is the organization of how we do it. We start with ancient civilizations, and then societies developing, then looking heavily into economics, as well as exploring issues around the globe, particularly the Eastern Hemisphere, and then the modern impact. A lot of the skills that we're going to be practicing, not just reading and writing, but also skills around organization, self-advocating, collaboration, all of that good stuff that's going to help grow with life skills to support the content that we're learning. A couple of basic classroom policies: be respectful and be kind to yourselves, to your community, and to your environment. Make sure that this is a safe place to learn, a safe place to be wrong, and a safe place to grow. Your personal responsibility is that you, the individual student, must own your learning. Your success is in your hands, and there will be consequences communicated should the success expectation not be being reached, but that'll be communicated as necessary to both students and parents. Being disruptive won't be tolerated. Late work is always accepted. Same thing with redo, always encouraged. For me, once we close out a unit and we take a unit assessment, then you will not have the opportunity to make up missing work. But up until we take a unit assessment, you will be able to make up missing work. Extra credit is given, but it's rarely given, and the honest truth is that students who usually do their work and they do it with quality, they're usually not the ones who are ever asking me for extra credit. So rather than, if you're missing a lot of assignments, rather than giving you extra credit, I'm going to say do the regular credit. Every student is to be an active community member at all times, which means self-responsibility, awareness, as well as community responsibility. And again, if you are disruptive, you will not be a part of the classroom, and that has never been an issue that has been long-lasting. How we break down our grade book: we have curriculum and assessment is 65% weight, and then work ethic and participation, those are going to be 35%, and what that looks like are assignments and just in-class activities. This is going to stay the same the entire year, and this will prep you for when you join 8th grade. We're also going to be using the IB 0 to 8 rubric format. That'll be mostly on curriculum and assessment scores. We will use regular point values and percentages, but we will connect it to that 0 to 8 rate as well. And it'll be connected to an IB rubric, which has a little more detail explaining how the specific grade was assigned. Infinite Campus is going to be updated pretty frequently, and for my class, that's going to be the best place for you to check grades on assignments. Google Classroom will be useful for you. That is also updated regularly, and that's going to be useful for you to figure out what we did in class if you were absent. There will also be an absent binder. I'll get to that in a sec. And then also if you need materials for class that you may have missed. ASI is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My room is always opened for a study opportunity, so even if you are working on something not related to my class, you are more than welcome to do that as long as you are not disruptive, and also you need to make sure that you are prioritizing your work correctly, meaning if you're in my room, you had better not have been requested to be to another class. I think I missed something. The absent binder. Oh, and if you need another time, just email me. Through email is the best way to contact me. The absent binder is something that we went through in class, and we are going to continue to be norming students on how they can be independent when absent to figure out what they need and figure out what questions they need to ask to get caught up. What you can do to help your student is help the student set up routines and space at home for homework. Homework doesn't happen much unless class time wasn't necessarily used appropriately. Checking Parent Portal, which is another name for Infinite Campus, and Google Classroom with your child, and supporting students as they learn to be self-advocates. I'm more than happy to answer emails from parents, but my challenge for all families is to work on communication so that the students are emailing me, not the parents. Again, though, communication in general is just always encouraged and welcome, but the challenge is for the students to start advocating for themselves. You can email me at ben.giroux at jeffco.k12.us. There's a lot of periods in there. And you can also attend parent-teacher conferences if you have any specific questions or would like a one-on-one conference. Looking forward to teaching your student again, and again, if you need any clarification, please don't hesitate to email me, and I thank you so much for your time.